Happy Friday, everyone. We are back, and I'm really excited because I have Joe, and I'm going to try and pronounce his name here. We're Joe Pobereskin from did I do a good job?
Perfect.
From ADT. And unfortunately, nothing is more important for seniors and everyone to have good protection in their home these days. So welcome, Joe. Thank you for joining me. Let's start with what are the basic, what do you recommend for people to have minimally? What's out there new? What can you recommend, especially for seniors?
We do a lot of very interesting things with ADT these days. In a minimum security, I could do a number of different levels of security. I could do minimum, bare minimum. I could do something that's practical and decent, but not minimum. And then we can make it Fort Knox. I like to tell people that I can literally keep James Bond out of your house.
Whoa.
Although most people don't need that kind of protection, but we can. In a minimum security program, every door to the outside has a sensor, and we use a motion sensor to guard the interior. We create what we call an interior trap. Typically guards the stairs that go to the second floor in a two-story dwelling, or if you have a ranch, at the end of the hallway near your master bedroom, because that's where an intruder is likely to go. 99.9% of all residential intrusions will result in the intruder going to the master suite.
Okay.
That's where they presume the valuables are. And whether you have them there or not is immaterial. They may not know that. So that's where they go. The second stop would be your freezer. You'd be surprised how many people actually store cash wrapped as food in their freezers. And the third destination that's typical is the basement, because thieves are looking for a gun safe. Cash, jewelry, and firearms are the most frequently stolen items in residential burglaries.
Yeah, TVs now are probably sort of hard to rip off the wall and carry a 65-inch flat screen.
Yeah, that's not likely to happen.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, but I'm sure it has.
Mm-hmm.
It's not likely.
Mm-hmm.
What's more likely are small, in addition to cash and jewelry and firearms, small electronics, things like iPads, laptops, cell phones.
Right.
Everybody wants one of these, and etc. Those are the most frequent things. So in a minimum security program, all your doors and a motion sensor. If you have two stairs up to the top floor, then 2 motion sensors. I personally like to go a little farther than that.
Okay.
I think to have decent protection, especially a lot of people in their homes have large glass sliding doors or French doors, basically a lot of glass. That's very easily broken into by something that a homeowner leaves out on their patio or their deck: chairs, table, flower pots, you name it, barbecue tools, whatever's out there. If you have children, there could be toys, tricycles, baseball bats, you name it. Not today, because I look at my window, I see it's snowing pretty well.
It is snowing today. Could have a shovel out there.
Yeah, well, you could leave a shovel out there, and don't leave ladders out there, by the way. That's number one most
that
important
is
rule.
A very good tip.
But on a nicer day, someone can come out to your home literally stark naked and carrying nothing and break in your house because you've left them the tools right out there on the patio or the deck to do it. So I like to use glass break sensors, and those are audio sensors that can actually hear the sound of breaking glass. The other thing I like to do for my clients is I like to include fire and carbon monoxide protection.
Absolutely.
Having a central station monitored fire alarm in your home can, in the worst case scenario, save your life. And I think that's more important than saving your stuff. If somebody gets in your house and gets all your stuff and gets away with it, as long as they can do it without on your head or your children's head or your dog's head, I guess it depends on how much you like your dog. As long as they can do it without harming you, I'm okay with that. It's not ruining my day. Everybody's got homeowners insurance. You make a claim, they'll pay you in 48 hours. next week you'll have newer, better stuff than you had last week, but you're not going to have a newer, better husband or a newer, better wife. Children won't have newer, better parents.
And certainly not a better dog.
And certainly not a better dog. And honestly, if I have to pick between you and your dog, I'm not picking you.
There's a dog man. You know that I'm a dog person at heart.
I'm a dog guy, but lives are not replaceable, and that's pretty much what I think is essential. And then other people like to have things like video doorbells. That's very big these days. We use a great video doorbell. We use video cameras, indoors, outdoors, with or without recording capabilities, and there are 2 types. So there's a lot of things that we can do. And in addition, you may not realize it, but ADT is both in the number of clients served and the dollar value of the installations. We are the largest smart home integrator in the United States.
Wow.
We use smart thermostats, smart lighting, smart deadbolt locks, and smart garage door controls. And all of these things are designed to work as part of the security program, so that when your smoke detectors detect a smoky condition, which is typically a prelude to a fire,
right? And
smoky condition can persist for 35, 45 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 hours, depending on what causes the problem. But when smoke is detected, of course, the alarm notifies ADT, and we dispatch the fire department right away, and help is on the way almost instantaneously. But simultaneously, it can shut down your HVAC, so that smoke that starts over there doesn't get sucked in and get heated or cooled and get blown into your bedroom over there. And it can turn your lights on so you can see your way out of a dark smoke-filled house and get to a safe exit. And it can unlock your door and roll up your garage door. So no matter which way you have to go to flee to get out of that house safely, you have a clean shot at a safe exit.
Wow. Okay. So let's.
And of course, there are fringe benefits, because having smart devices like thermostats, lighting, locks, etc., lights can be automated. So you can have schedules. You can have. I've got lighting. I'm using 4 lights as part of my security program. They're on schedules. One in my family room goes on every day, no matter what, 15 minutes before sunset, goes off again at 11 p.m. The other lights go on and off at different times on different days. And it's all to create the illusion that I'm there when I'm not.
So let me ask you something. So I personally have a ADT system in my house.
Yeah.
But what I have is somebody else for my doorbell, somebody else for my thermostat, somebody else for my light bulbs, which don't really work anymore.
Yeah.
And did I say so my front door, my garage. So could I theoretically say, and quite frankly,
put them all in one app. This is my app, and you're looking at a live picture of my family room.
Right.
If I want to turn the light on in that room, all I have to do is touch the switch. I can't do it backwards. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Touch the switch, and you'll see the light go on.
Right.
So I could do that from here. And if I want to turn it off again, I can touch the switch and the light will go off.
So
except to show you that I don't use it that way because it's scheduled.
It's scheduled, but you can
But you can. And if you go in the little hamburger menu over here, I'm going to get this in the camera. You can see that in the sidebar, you can see that there are things you can create scenes like movie scenes. You have control over your locks, your garage door, your doorbell, your video, all your stuff, your lights. It's all in there. Everything's in one app. So you don't really need one app for your alarm, one app for your lights, one app for your locks, one app for your garage, one app for your thermostat. Everything works together in an integrated security program.
So, and I love my app because, I like to set my alarm when I leave, and then it tells me, and then I get an email so that I don't forget to turn it off. I could turn it on from my bed or off from my bed, or when you
can schedule it to happen automatically.
Right.
So what happens in my house at 11 p.m. as an example, at 11 p.m. the following has happened. My alarm system arms itself in the stay mode, turns my lights off, except for the light in the master bedroom. That light will go on at 11 p.m. and stay on for 15 minutes and then go off. It also closes my garage door if my kids have left it open, because they typically come in through the garage.
Right.
And it locks my front door if my front door is unlocked. And in the wintertime, it reduces my thermostat setting 6 degrees.
Okay. So, let's say we have an older system and we didn't put in cameras, or we didn't put in the front door lock, or we didn't put in, can we just call you and say, I want to upgrade my system. I want to add.
You can call. We upgrade your alarm system to one that's capable of doing the things that you want to do.
Okay.
And for me, it's a very simple process, I should say. For consumer, it takes some explaining, but I'm good at that.
Okay, good. So
that's one of my strengths.
Maybe what we'll do, Joe, is we'll do a little demo.
There's my phone number right there.
There's your phone number. Okay, and anybody can contact me, certainly. But maybe what we'll do, Joe, is I'll pick out a couple of things, because I really want to have a smart lock that I can open. Can I do this? Can I get and I have a smart lock, but I want one where if I want to let somebody in my house, I can do it. I can just undo it from my phone and let them in. Can I do that?
You can. The locks that we use are what they call Z-Wave locks. Z-Wave is a patented radio protocol. The engineers who invented it did not want to be manufacturers, so they just licensed that technology to others. We sell one that's made by Kwikset, but other companies use Z-Wave. I know Black & Decker does, Schlage does, Yale does, Baldwin does. The reason we chose Kwikset is they were able to engineer a fireproof door lock. So when I say smoke's detected, your door unlocks, that's guaranteed. But you can literally use any Z-Wave product. Best if we install it so that we can make sure it integrates. And of course, we only install what we sell, so it would be a Kwikset lock. But the thing about Z-Wave is it's a radio protocol that's encrypted using the 128-bit advanced encryption standard, which means, and that's true of all of the automation devices and video devices that we use, whether it's a Kwikset deadbolt or an Alarm.com thermostat or the GE lighting equipment or the garage door controllers, which are made either by Linear or Chamberlain, depending on what type you have. And the cameras and doorbells we use are made by Google's Nest division. All of those devices use 128-bit advanced encryption, as do our current crop of alarm systems. So everything's encrypted. Somebody sitting across the street from your home with a truck full of sophisticated electronics cannot see your alarm activity, and they won't be able to hack into your system via your lock or your thermostat or whatever. So,
and it used to be in the old days, you had to have a landline, there were a lot of things. The dogs were a problem, because they walked by the movement detectors and set off the alarms. So I can say too that I love that the ADT alarm has modernized to where, I don't have to, I just hit stay and then my dogs walk around and life is good.
Most people don't realize it. By the way, Betsy, do you know what ADT stands for?
No.
ADT, you want to guess? It's my favorite game.
No.
ADT stands for American District Telegraph.
Oh.
And back in the summer of 1874, so the story goes, the gentleman who ran the company had a break-in in his home. He wasn't happy about it. He and his team put their heads together and figured out how to make the house communicate with the outside world. And so August 18th, 1874, to be precise, American District Telegraph opened a subsidiary company, and they called it ADT Security Services. And we are still here. It's 148 and a half years ago that we actually invented the electronic security industry. Nobody had ever done this before, and everything else you see out there from whatever company provides it is absolutely strictly an imitation of what it is we do.
That is wonderful. I love that. I really love that. And
we invented this, and we still lead the industry today. And it's because, we're not a startup. We've had 148 years to grow. We're the only security company in the industry that has its own research and development group. So we actually
I like that too, that you have research and development so that you're growing, changing, you're keeping up with the times. It's not
we are innovating, and we're co-creating with with our vendor partners. We're not a manufacturing company. ADT
No,
makes
no, no,
nothing.
no.
We manufacture absolutely nothing. Everything that we bring into your home, we want to bring only the finest security products into your home or business. So we choose very carefully. We make sure everything works seamlessly together, and we believe we can make your home safer by making it smart.
Absolutely. And I know you do businesses as well, so that have valuables in them, and it's very
most value. When it comes to small business, there's lots of things that are valuable. Certainly inventory, and it doesn't matter if you run a vape shop or a jewelry store or a convenience store. Really, the most valuable thing at a small business is customer information. Everybody's using computers. Everybody's got customer data on their computers, on their hard drives, and you don't want those things to disappear. That opens you up to untold amounts of liability.
Absolutely.
So I believe that every small business should have a good security program just to make sure your computer doesn't disappear. That's the most valuable thing you have, because that can impact your clients, your customers.
And sorry to say, back to the people's lives, I know that you can, if need be, there are ways that ADT can alarm individuals, have personal safety.
Yes.
You hear about all this in the malls now.
Yeah, these little things that hang around your neck that can auto detect a fall, and we can, and because they pair with a cellular device, and all cellular radios, and this by the way, this iPhone here, this is a cellular radio. So when I say cellular radio, it's a generic thing. All cellular radios have GPS. We can pinpoint your location to within 15 feet.
So are people using just that for the detecting the fall? For
yeah, I have numerous. I have a number of customers who have that.
Okay, that is great.
They're unsteady on their feet or whatever, and it could be.
And so they just have that device, because I know that there's the life alert thing. But
no, it's the same thing. It's actually the same device. Life alert also doesn't make anything. Everybody pretty much uses the same stuff in this regard. But what we bring to the table is a dedicated monitoring center with specially trained personnel who are, and again, I mean, I've actually sold these devices to realtors because you go into homes, you don't know who you're meeting when you when you go to show something.
Right.
It's got a button you can push, obviously, in a panic situation, and because it's paired with a cellular device, we know where you are. If you fall over, if you're elderly and you fall over, which is more common, we know where you are and we can get you help right away. But the point I was going to make is we have a monitoring center that's dedicated to what we call these personal emergency response systems, PERS for short. And you see them advertised on TV by Life Alert and some other companies. We do the same thing, but we have this center where the people are specially trained to deal with senior citizens. And I had to do some training there. I remember sitting in a cubicle with one of our agents who fielded a call from a customer who, and without giving you the names, but our agent says, "This is ADT. How can I help you?" And our customer pushed the button, so we made contact. And she said, "Yeah," she says, "I just changed cable systems, and I can't find Home Shopping Network. You know what channel that's on?" And she said, "You are so and so, yes, and your zip code is such and such, yes." She did a quick Google search, found the cable system. She said, "You're on
XYZ."
She said, "Yes, it's channel 14." And the lady
I love that story. I love that story.
Well,
I love that story, Joe. And I think we'll end there, but that is great. And I'll be talking to you. We'll see if if I can't bring some fun gadgets. I always love to bring the gadgets into my home.
If you wanted gadgets, you should let me know. I'd brought a gadget or two.
All right.
Anybody who's interested can call me on 201-306-8250. That's my cell number. And
I do have your web information on my I will have it, and I will have it in my on my website. So thank you so much. Everybody have a safe weekend, and think again about getting your house secure, your home and your body.
And thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, Joe.
Okay.
Bye now.
See ya.